Hey, what's going on? In this video, I want to talk about mental health. If you're new to my channel, in 2014, I attempted to leave this place. If it wasn't for an angel appearing, I wouldn't be here. Looking back on my healing journey, I've learned a few things, and so I thought I'd share this with you guys in case someone out there is going through a difficult time. Now, the 13 months leading up to the day that I attempted to leave this place, I'd lost my mom to cancer 3 months before my son was born, who I had in order for my mom to see before she passed away from cancer. So when my mom left, before my plan had been executed, this put me on an all-time low with my relationship with Jesus and whatever I thought was God, right? And not only that, when my mom passed away in my arms, it was as if for the first time I actually realized my time on this planet was limited. It forced me to go within and evaluate who I'd become. It forced me to evaluate every relationship in my life, my job, my marriage. It forced me to evaluate everything I had lived up until that day. What I saw was someone that was riddled with anger, pain, sadness. I saw a life that wasn't really worth continuing on to live. I'd just asked someone to have my child 9 months earlier, and now that my mom passed away, I realized I was in an unhealthy situation. I felt trapped, and I told myself, I want a divorce, but how am I supposed to leave in this situation? I was stuck in a job that was no longer satisfying my soul just to pay the bills. And so I told myself, you know what, I'm just gonna live out every day in this role. I'm gonna go to my 9 to 5, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna support my family, and one day I will die. 13 months after carrying around all this pain, I couldn't handle it anymore. And not only that, I started to get angry at God, and I thought it would be a great way to get back at Him for this shitty life that I was given. And so, on July 13th, 2014, I tried to start my car in my garage, and if it wasn't for an angel appearing, I wouldn't be here. Even after that angel appeared, I still hated this life, and I still didn't want to be here, but, I've been shown some things that made me aware that, taking my life was no longer an option because of where I would go in the afterlife. And despite the fact of still not really wanting to be here, I only saw myself as having one option, and that was to heal. It's been a very long healing journey, and I've learned some things. So hopefully me sharing this can help someone out there. Now, I attempted throughout the 13 months to talk to people about my situation. However, I chose the wrong people. I chose my dad. I told him I wanted a divorce, and all he did was tell me that I'd ruined my kid's life. He was the wrong person to talk to because he was someone who should have got a divorce, because him staying together with my mom ruined my life, ruined my brother's life in ways, whether he's aware of it or not. I told my wife at the time, I was like, you know what, these things aren't working out despite everything that's gone down. I want to separate, and I just heard the same thing. Gonna ruin my son's life, right? So then I just decided to hold on to everything, and I sat in my garage. Well, I've done that for the last 10 years. I spent a lot of time just chilling alone, and leading up to those days before I attempted to take my life, after having reached out a couple times and felt as if it was a failure, I just decided to hold on to everything. So I tried to come up with my own solutions, my own answers. And, I realized after trying to leave this place that whatever I was doing wasn't working. Originally my plan was to go get some antidepressants, but then I read the side effects. I've always been against putting all these pills in our body. I haven't used an Advil in maybe one in the last decade, and that was after surgery. I threw it up and didn't even use anymore. But after reading the side effects, I was like, no, screw it, I'm not taking these. So what really helped me, what I did to get to where I am today, if I didn't have these two things in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I just want to say that the first thing was just coming to the realization that I needed to talk to people. And so if you're going through a hard time and you're like, well, I've talked to people, and evaluate those people and ask yourself if maybe you asked the wrong people for advice. Now, I'm not here to tell you which route to take. You know, you can go professional counseling. I personally tried 3 sessions. It was like, this isn't for me. I prefer the shaman energy healers because, you know, I just had a session yesterday with a shaman healing in a session, right? These people can tap into your energy and just tell you what you're carrying on from your childhood and just help you fast track your healing to the point where it's like, I feel like one session with a shaman is like a whole year with a counselor. So you just take whatever route you feel comfortable with, right? But if it wasn't for me working with Reiki healers, energy healers, and shamans, being able to communicate with these people, I wouldn't be where I am today. You know, Joanna the healer, she's a woman on YouTube that, you know, from 2016 to 2020, I watched every single one of her videos religiously just because she just taught me so many things about energy and things that were coming up and helped me go within. And, you know, I contribute a lot of her knowledge to me getting to where I am as well. You know, I could go on all day about shamans that have helped. Holding things in was my biggest mistake. And so if you're doing that, you got to reach out. You got to find new people to talk to. And for me, there was nothing more powerful than doing this. And secondly, to get to where I am today, you know, be able to pull over on the side of the road when I'm driving because I gotta take a picture of a fluffy cloud because it's just so beautiful, you know. I never would have got to that stage if it wasn't for the plant medicine, you know. I started working with a shaman, and after a year she told me about shrooms, and I was like, shrooms? I was like, isn't that what like hippies take when they want to see imaginary butterflies running down the road? I had no idea about the powerful healing benefits that shrooms have to help us open up our heart. It's absolutely amazing. I've done all kinds of plant medicine since then. I've done shrooms, you know, I've done ayahuasca 4 times, San Pedro, Iboga, DMT, Hepe, all these things, right? And looking back on my healing journey, I can honestly say I would not be here if it wasn't for them. So it's the 2 big things. If you're going through a hard time, stop holding it in, reach out, talk to someone. And if plant medicine is not up your alley, I'll say you can do this. If you're depressed and you're eating fast food, pop, bunch of sugar, bunch of shit, you don't have to use plant medicine. You can just change up your diet. Start going organic, start getting your greens, start getting your vitamins. This will help you as well. So just want to throw that in there. If you're having a hard time, just know that healing's possible. I thought it wasn't at one point, so I tried to leave. I've gotten to a much better place. You can do it too. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.